Hello, I'm Kristen, back with another intuitive insight. So let's take a deep breath together in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you breathe out, send some energy into the heart. And maybe hear everything that's being said in this video. Hear these words from a place of heart, knowing that you are your own first healer and guide, and everything that's coming through me is intertwining with your own inner knowing, with your own inner fire, with your own place of self-awareness. And may this collaboration between us be one that is supportive to you. So with that, let's see what the archetypes of the tarot have to say today on our hero's journey. Two cards came out. So it is the Eight of Cups and the Three of Wands. So you're walking away from something that in many ways you don't want to walk away from because it feels like you've been building on this. You're looking forward to something. But if you look at this card here, there's a battle going on over here, right? In front of this person, there's a battle. It's like walking into a battlefield that you had part of creating, and you're ignoring the option behind you. This is a desolate place. Like this thing, you know, it's not a new frontier, right? It's like something is being explored. It's like going into the enemy camp. It's a bit of a confusing energy. This feels confusing. This event or this group of people or this situation is confusing, but you've spent a lot of time there. You've spent a lot of years there. You've spent a lot of emotional energy trying to connect with this situation, person, event. With this, this particular tarot, this pulp tarot, this is like one of those old-fashioned science fiction book covers, right? So it's like, it's like you're an explorer, like you're exploring, like you're wanting to break into this new frontier, and it's not what you thought. It looks a little bit nebulous. It's a little bit confusing. Like there's a camp there in the background, but it feels like, I don't know, it's like some sort of walking into Mad Max and like, you're about to be thrashed or something like that. There feels like there's a certain amount of desperation that you're walking into, or people that have been so desperate or they're so power hungry that they would pick apart anything. This is pretty intense. But you're not there yet. Like you haven't walked into it yet. And there's plenty of time to walk away from it. And to walk away from it is to walk into a mystery. In this card here, you have this science fiction and this sort of like this desolate, futuristic, old-fashioned Western camp filled with the most desperate primal people. And then on this card, it's like, walking into an old, like a 1950s movie. Like you're walking into the city. You're walking into another adventure. But they're both mysterious, right? So it's like no matter where you go or what you do, there's the unknown space. And the unknown space, although it can be scary because it's unknown to us, can also be the space of limitless possibility. So if you're in this liminal spot, I feel like what you're walking into that has this darker energy, or what you could choose to walk into that is this darker energy, is something that somehow it's something more known to you, or perhaps people that know this space and they have told you it's a good space or it's a perfectly fine space. And I want you to think about, what have they really told you about these people, this space, this person, this situation? What have they really told you? Are they being confusing? Are they not being clear? Because you've spent a lot of time building your knowledge, your wisdom, your technical ability, I want to say. And although you want to switch gears, you want to up-level yourself, you want to move, it's important to really be careful where you're moving into. And like, look, if you don't know, you don't know. You make a wrong choice, you back out. But sometimes backing out can be a challenge in and of itself. So you always want to double, triple check before you make a decision. Don't just take one person's word for it, even if you think you know them. There's something here about somebody wanting you to come be an ally with them in a space that they know is questionable. It's not dangerous. I'm not getting danger, although I was saying primal and desperate people, but I think it's not like a dangerous, like you're going to be like there's some sort of danger or emotional danger. It's just it would be a very difficult spot to be in, this person, this situation, this workplace, because there's a lot of baggage here, and there are a lot of people that don't work on themselves, that have no self-awareness of other people, and are constantly worried about keeping their own power in check. They want to keep reclaiming their own power in these petty little ways. Grabbing from the top of the deck here. So with the Hanged Man, you're in suspension. You're not quite sure what to do. There needs to be a sacrifice to obtain what you want in the long term. But that sacrifice doesn't have to be your comfort, or the sacrifice is not your emotional well-being. It could be, the sacrifice is like a slight less amount of money now, or the sacrifice is you might have to move somewhere and it could be stressful. This feels more like a work situation than anything else. And it's like you need to stay above and on top of what's happening here. It's being able to have perspective. Having perspective on the group mentality. Having this perspective on the group mentality. So walking into here, and you've got your Five of Swords, you don't want to lose your ability to be able to speak and defend yourself. Like your livelihood is attached to being able to speak your personal truth. Bringing in some more here. What do we got here? So the Page of Swords and the Five of Swords. You're better off walking into a place and leaving something behind that will have more emotional satisfaction. It may seem bigger. That's what it is. So a city's a bigger, right? So if we go here to this other card, we've got this like situation here, this like tent city, and you can figure it out. It's small enough. Walking into a city is a big place. It's bigger. You're going bigger. You need to go bigger. So sometimes in order to go bigger, you have to feel like you're small, right? Because you may be that person who's coming in from scratch, or it may feel like I'm learning a whole new thing. It's okay to go back to the beginner's mind, right? Because you may feel more important, or it may feel on the surface more exciting to walk into something smaller that's not as defined, that's not as elegant, that's not as advanced, right? Because a city is a way more advanced place to be than necessarily this is a wild place, right? I don't want to say they're both complex, of course, but this is a wild place, which can have its benefits, but not in this situation. This is a more defined place of more structure, and it's bigger, and it feels like you could get lost in it. But you will find your way, and it is so much better than walking into a lot of, it's petty stuff, but it's petty words. It's people being obnoxious. There's somebody in the choice that you're about to make of walking into an event, a situation, likely a work situation, where there's going to be at least one person there where their words are just petty. It's unreasonable. It's obnoxious. And it's never too late to say no. So if you've already said yes and you've got there, you can just leave. Start putting the word out right away, because you will be forced to sort of be submitted. You will have to submit to this low vibrational scratching on a chalkboard. It'll become intolerable to really be in this place. And you'll be surrounded by other people that feel the same way, and either they're going along with it, be in alignment with this horrible obnoxiousness, because they're using that in some way to appease, to move forward in the situation, to up-level themselves, but in this sort of like dark, low-level kind of way where other people feel abused emotionally. There's nothing worse than having to go every single day to a workplace and be in a situation where it's not being underappreciated is one thing. And it's not that you're being underappreciated, it's just that you're forced to watch somebody who gets off on activating people's nervous systems. And it could be that maybe you're not even getting the brunt of it, but it's still activating and upsetting to you to have to watch this. So if this is a sign that you need to get your resume out there, you will find something else. So What do you do in the meantime? You protect your heart. I totally get it. Everybody has to live. Everybody has to survive. You're like, but yeah, Kristen, I haven't got a job yet and I have bills to pay. Or I'm afraid I'm going to run through my savings. It's like, what are these things that you can do to protect your heart? Look, get back to the basics. You have a mantra. You just push this person's energy away. Keep sage at your desk. Take lunch outside of this spot. See what kind of work that you can do from home. I mean, it's like going in with a daily amount of protection. Mantra, prayer, asking whatever, if you work with guides, animals, angels, ancestors, connecting to your own higher self to get through this unscathed, locking, not closing the office door, if it's taking a break outside of this building, getting out for lunch, doing some work at home. Because there can be a rebirth in this situation. There can be a reclamation of your soul and your soul wanting to feel good about the alignment of the people that you're with, and going to a place every day where you feel your skills are being appreciated, but also it is a pleasant place to be, where you are not compromising on how much you can tolerate on a daily basis. You can't just tolerate, but yet it is so unpleasant that it is like emotionally tearing into your soul. And you can't even enjoy your time off. You can't even, you try to have fun with friends, but this is always in the background. You try to connect with your family, but this is always in the background. So there can be a place where you can revive, right, with justice. But you're going out. You're going out. You're not going out without letting your peace of mind be known. And it will be surprising that you leave, because it's sort of like, yeah, I'm taking my crap and I'm getting out of here. Whether you go before you find something or after you find something. And when it's safe, you might even want to give this person a piece of your mind for how they've treated others and how they've treated you. This was an interesting one. I wasn't counting on this today. I hope it was helpful. If it was, give me a thumbs up. Please claim this in the comments below and let me know what resonates, if anything. And I appreciate you, and I am sending you love, and I'll be back soon.